I'm really impressed with that. We've invented something. What do we call it? The tap turbo. If you nick it, we'll come in after you. Hello everyone, welcome to this week's plumberparts.co.uk video. My name's James. Today's video, I'm going to do 3 little jobs. Not 2, not 1, but 3. And also in this video, I've invented a tool. I'm actually filming this at the end of the video because the tool we invented was so darn good and so easy for you to make your life easier and potentially save your marriage in the world of plumbing that you're going to want to watch all of this video. It's absolutely great. So we're going to be fixing a leak, doing a bathroom silicone seal, and also fixing a tap as well, and inventing possibly the best plumbing tool ever made. Let's get on with it. Hold tight. Here we are. A Magnaclean Professional is leaking slightly on these nuts here. Now this should be a very simple fix because we should just be able to nip these nuts up because they're actually on rubbers. Magnacleans, what they do, we've got this return here. This is the return pipe going back to the boiler. And the idea of a Magnaclean or any magnetic filter is to protect that boiler from getting magnetite or sludge caused by the water reacting with the inside of the radiators, getting back to the boiler and effectively making the heat exchange process not as good. That's going to hopefully need a little nip up. Marion, our lovely customer here today, is using, is this an important vase you've got here? She doesn't want to be on camera. I would love to show you, she's currently ironing her bunting. She's like, don't film me. So that's job number 1. So why don't we get the tools in now? We're going to get this nipped up and working. Also, if I can get the top off, because these do get really, really tight, we'll see if we can quickly whip that off as well and give it a quick clean. Girl, you right? Yeah, keep your dog away, that thing's mental. We're filming. Max is filming. Max, can you zoom in on Paula? Wave, Paula. Remember everyone, bicep curls for the win. Let's hear it, let's go for a clean and press today. We're gonna go up like that and we're gonna press it above our heads. Obviously you can buy all the tools that we use on our Amazon store, links below, but only click them at the end of the video. The van is a little bit empty at the moment because I used the van for the coronation celebrations last week. Sure you don't want to be on camera? You'd be great on camera. You've got cool stuff to say. She's making wholemeal bread at the moment. Can't eat bread, not because of gluten or anything like that. So if I have one bite, that's it. I'm getting the marmalade out and going mental. Comment below, marmalade, honey, marmite, whatever you guys want. And also hit the like. Not enough you hit the like anymore. Let's hope these turn off. This is quite strangely installed, this is. The thing is, I've got a feeling if I move one of these, it's just going to start leaking, but it's not. Also, of course, I've switched the pump off already. So that should be in the off position there. And then with this one here, we're just going to move. Right, so they're both off now. Every plumber has one of these on their keys at all times. A radiator blade valve key. That was more Aussie, wasn't it? Can't really do New Zealand very well. New Zealand? Is that right? New Zealand? New Zealand? Right, so we're going to give this a quick clean out as well while we're here because that probably hasn't happened. Oh, so look, we have got a little bit of black water here. Well, I'm using this lovely vase here to pick up. It's a pity they didn't install that sink just here actually, isn't it? That'd have been quite handy. Just want to make sure this is not going to keep running. Come on. The thing is, we wouldn't usually do this if we were cleaning it out, but because this is leaking, we want to take these nuts off. And just make sure that our rubbers in here are nice. But at the same time, we've got this off now so we can give this a quick clean out as well. A lot of people would just come here and nip that nut up, wouldn't they? But we're here, why not give this a clean out while we're here as well? That means we can charge another 480 quid. They usually get so tight, these do. Gee, look at that on there. Look, that's just wasted away. That's why that's leaking. I kind of think you might need a new one. See all that? That's what happens when water passes over that hot and cold all the time, and this is the plastic that it's made of. Not good either, tell me. One thing I forgot was my towels. So don't ever unload your van in the name of doing something good for your village, all right? It's just a bad idea. No one should ever do it. Did you enjoy the procession, Marion? Did you come down?
It was lovely.
It was good, wasn't it? With the horses and everything at the back. Well, I don't know. I think the tuk-tuk made it. Oh my days! I can't believe that's undone. With my own pure strength as well, Max. Oh wow! Look at that. That's what we're here for. We're here to get rid of all that. Max, what we'll do? I'm going to go and grab my blue roll quickly. Cure of many ills. Have you noticed I'm being good today? I am being good, aren't I? Marion's lovely. I don't upset her. But if something goes wrong, I'm effing and blinded. Look at it, look, this is what happens. Whose are these plates? They've still got cake on them from Sunday. Who do they belong to? Tell you, they're not, they actually remind me of the avocado. Is that avocado colour? Roughly, isn't it? Mm. The sort of avocado toilet sweets that Armitage Shanks used to do. Anyway, blue roll. And a few other batch and pieces. Don't be a victim of rogue trading. Never deal with uninvited doorstep traders. And yet, Marion opened the door to me. Right, so again, we've got a nice flat on here. That will seal up okay, but this side here is not happy. I'm gonna recommend that we do pop a new one on here, but we're not gonna do that straight away today. What I'm gonna try to do is file off that flat at the end there, but the way this will do up, it's just not gonna be happy. And we'll try to replace the O-ring if it needs replacing. So there's your old Magnaclean magnet. Keep that away from your SD cards and your phone. And then all this lot, well, usually I run it under a sink. That is sludge, mate, out the inside of your radiators. The system probably needs an inhibitor in it to stop it from reacting with the water inside. So that means the radiators don't react. So look, that's the colour this is supposed to be. Still shows that this is doing a good job, and this is stopping all that from going into the boiler and further around the system, so it's a good thing to have. All right, that's the worst of it off. We'll just leave that there for a few minutes, and then we'll take this inside, this is clean down, and see what we can do with this to get it stopping leaking temporarily. Look at that, it's degraded as well. Rubber O-ring on there. So the hard bit is gonna be getting this to sort of recreate a flat on this. Now I'm actually glad now that that pipe moves a bit, because obviously we're going to make this one shorter than that one, yeah. So our pipe's going to have to come back a bit, isn't it, to go onto that. So what we're going to do, we're going to file this back, give this a nice bit of flat, and then hope that we can get enough thread on here to do this up and get it nice and tight. If not, we're off to the suppliers. So let's give this a little file down. I don't know how I've got good at doing this. I think it's like I used to do a lot of tool making in the shed, which you probably see my other YouTube channel, Times with James, links below. But yeah, that's probably why. Look, I can keep that straight, the whole plane all the way through. It's just absolutely perfect. Yeah. Chances this leaks are high. No. I've got, if it does, I'm going to have to go and get me big grips, because I haven't got my big grips box here. Eh? Sometimes, right, if you can get one started nice and easily, but you can't get another one started, you're best off to take the nice and easy one off, so because you know that works okay. I mean, look, we're missing a few threads here, and then try to start the hard one first. Hey, what? That hasn't gone up too bad at all. It's almost going to make me cry in a minute. But for other reasons, you're watching Eurovision? You better wait, you? Mate, I watched Croatia's Eurovision. It was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. I come in from like doing proper things, you know, like learning about the GDR, the Berlin Wall, the Holocaust, things like that I like to read about in the evening. And there's Emily watching Eurovision whilst playing Bubble Pop on her phone. I love her and all that, you know, but she could do a bit better with her time, I think. Oh, mate, we're winning. We're actually winning. Well, we say that. I actually feel good now, you know what that means, don't you? Right, we've got that on top of there. So what we're going to do is we open the bottom one first. And the reason is we want to allow water into the bottom to fill this up. We'll bleed it out the top here, and then we'll open that one there. Then we're just going to hope that we don't get any leaks. Right, that's full. Now this should be leaking there now already, so success by the looks of it. Oh. I'm quite happy about that. The other thing I'd say, when you go around someone's house to do a job, make sure everything is dry. Even when you know it's not leaking, stuff that's on the top there, that bit's wet or whatever, try and make sure everything's dry. Otherwise, the customer might see that at 9 o'clock in the evening and you get a call from them saying there's a leak. And actually what's happened is you just didn't wash everything up when it was finished. Oh, yeah, that's a very interesting pipe clip there as well. I've seen one of them before. I might paint that. What would I call that? The spider clip. While we're here as well, it's always a good idea. If you've got an apprentice with you, or you are an apprentice, try and find out some stuff. Get off your phone, get off Instagram, get off TikTok. It's going to be banned soon anyway. And try and learn about plumbing. Because I know you're young and you think it's all completely pointless at the moment because your dad's made you get an apprenticeship. But when you're older, you'll realise it's the reason you can go on holiday and play golf on a Friday while all your mates who went to uni are struggling. The long and short of what I was about to say is have a look at the boiler when you come into someone's house. It's got a Grant Vortex in here, Tiger Loop on there. Tiger Loops are kind of unusual, especially if you don't ever work on oil, but what they do is effectively mimic a 2-pipe system from an oil tank. So we've got our 1 pipe coming up here from the oil tank, then we've got our out to the pump inside the oil burner, then we've got our return. And what that does, what that makes happen, you might just think it's a bit pointless because you can have these without Tiger Loops on single pipe systems, but what that does do is it deaerates the oil, it puts a lot less stress on the pump, and it allows the burner to last for longer. Really, really good idea. And also they're self-purging as well, so oftentimes you won't have to vent any air out or anything like that when you've been thick, or your customer's been thick and run out of oil and then blamed it on you. Right, that's part 1 done. Now let's go upstairs. We've got a bath that needs resiliconing, and that's something that people comment on plumber parts videos all the time, how to do that job. So let's go upstairs and you can find out how I do it when I go to someone's house and do it in real life. Let's go. Right then, so here we are. We've got, just look, if you can see this here, look, this is all coming away here. We don't want that at all, okay? So we're going to cut all this out. We're going to go all the way around the bottom, just around there, and we're going to go back to the end of the bath at that end. The difficult part of this job will be getting behind the taps here, but this is really, really simple. The one thing I would say is just to make sure you get rid of all the old silicone first. Rub through loads and loads of times with some blue roll or a cloth to make sure that you've got all that out. That is the most important piece of the puzzle. Once you've done that, if it's wet still, get loads of blue roll or cloth, lay it all out, make sure it's all nice and dry before we go on to the next stage. Let's get this little beast cut out now. Muscle relax bath soak. Love a bath, Max, love a bath?
No, I haven't had a bath in years.
Oh mate, I'm a fan of a bath, especially in the winter. Lay there on Sunday religiously. I'll have a bath. Why do they make them so crap these days? It's almost a sort of tool that you actually hurt yourself using. So that you just get them there like that. Usually what you can do with this is because this is actually an acrylic bath and acrylic sides, and this is so sharp you have to be quite careful about actually cutting that. They're cutting the bath instead, but usually you can just go down with this like that. What is this tool? Whatever you do, don't buy this tool. I'll leave it on my Amazon store so you don't buy it. How crap is that? Cheers, Stanley, you made something that don't work. I mean, how hard is it to get that right? I might have to go back to my old school ways. I was just doing it freehand. I suppose you do it like that, that's alright, isn't it? Repeatedly just slipping into the back of it. To get down here, you just got to use a slotty or something. You're just near going to be able to do anything. I'd say at the start, I was like, this won't take very long. It's a bit easy. Now look at me, I want to crawl my eyes out. Right, so this bit here, I'm going to go and get my special slotted screwdriver that also doubles up as a chisel, also doubles up as a paint tin opener, and today it's also going to be used as a silicone remover. So I see that as a victory. What is it they've put on it? God, that's not easy to get off at all, is it? But we're not giving up, are we? Okay, so that's clean enough for me to put a new bead on at the back there now. I do love siliconing. Me and my mate Jamie, who I did a lot of work with over the years, we used to call it the glory work, and they used to try and nick it off me all the time, but not anymore. Even if I had one of them special tools, this wouldn't work. Someone's been naughty. Well, I don't know. It depends how this happened, but you'd like to think they'd have put the board all the way down past the bath before putting the bath in. Every time I'm going along it, this is all just pushing back. I can't even actually get it out. It's just disappearing. Smoothing tool, select a sheesh, B-deck. These are amazing and they are for sale on the Amazon store. Now, I think they think you're going to use them with the taper going the way that you want to go, but I always use them the other way around. the bath out. That's as good as that's going to get. Always with these, once you've used a bundle, just wrap it up in another bundle. I always start off with a bigger one and then take it back a bit further. Fun bit now, isn't it, Max? If anyone's got a little tool that they've made for this, or they're watching and they're an inventor, and they think there's a better way of doing this. Not that I'm saying there isn't a better way, but please can you tell me what it is? Because this is never easy, this bit. At the end of this video, I'm going to go back to the shed and I'm going to make something that does a better job of this. And if it does, I'll come back and redo this. You know what, after this, I don't think I'll ever want to do a bath ever again. Especially one with like a frilly bit at the end. What's that for? It's not the Titanic. Do you think that looks alright, Max?
Looks good, mate.
You think that's alright, do you?
Yeah.
As a plasterer who's gone to the world of camera work and filmmaking, you think that's alright? All the way to the top floor now, Max. Okey-doke. Hopefully there'll be some valves on the... Oh look, Spitfire.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Ross and I are pilots, so that...
You're a pilot?
Yeah.
What do you fly? I'm a pilot.
Are you?
Yeah.
Gliders.
Do you? Oh, I fly Pier 28 at Duxford. We'll have to go flying.
Yeah.
We will have to go flying. So, as you can see, this has been running for ages and it's just very tight. So usually, I mean that is really tight actually. Usually what I do with this is we'd put a tap reseating tool, get that in there. We grind a new seat out on the tap and then we put a new washer in. But I do have a tap repair kit here as well, so we can make it a quarter turn tap. But we'll see what's under here. Right, okay, so slotted screw there, and that's off. Might need a tap splitter on this as well. Oh, jeez, I actually thought that weren't going to come off then. It took her head off. So that's the handle off. That means now we can get the shroud off, hopefully. But some shrouds usually need to get a little toilet roll or something to protect the decoration on it. You don't really want to score that. So what we'll do, we will convert this straight over to quarter turn tap on here. Let's see if I can split this. Oh mate, that is tight. Ah, there you go. That was why that was so hard to move. Look, this is all crud-like. Now the next hardest bit is getting that bit out, which ain't going to be easy either, I can tell you now. I've got a feeling. Right, just a little bit of shock, not too much. We don't want to ruin the porcelain. Might not do anything that, but it's sometimes worth doing. Oh, look at that. Just what I said. So usually what you do, you pop your finger down there, you can just feel it. Yeah, it's got a huge pit in it. Do we want to do the same with this one? So normally what you do is you'd get your tap reseating tool, pop that in there, and it's basically got teeth on the end of it that grind away at the seat on there. But the seat, I can feel it must have a pit in it that's about 3 or 4 mil deep. It's ridiculous, mate. Crazy how it happens. And that's just water doing that. That's erosion. I love her, I do. A lot, actually. That's why I asked her to marry me. But I didn't, this wasn't in the vows. Oh yeah. What is it? Sickness and in health. Also, when I run off with your tools. So now I'm cutting this open. Have you seen you can buy a pair of scissors that's especially for cutting this kind of packaging away? And it's in packaging like that. It's Susie. Yeah. Hot and the cold are the wrong way around. Right, so with these, hope the slot fits in there. If not, use the right tool. And then this just does up. And that is it for now. So that will sit here, like so. I think it's one of these sort of jobs, right? It just shows that plumbing can be a bit gutsy. You have to sort of mentally be a bit like, okay, what now? What can I do now to make this work? You know, you need to get paid at the end of the day. Do you want to be driving to the next town? That's one thing us plumbers hate, is having to go to the suppliers. In fact, I think every tradesman, we all hate to have to do that. Oh, came off easy. Usually, if you can get 2 sets of grips and just close them with your hands, you're actually much more likely to do it. But I've not been able to get myself into that position with this job. It's just been difficult. I did have a set of tap splitters, which is like a tube that goes on the end. And then you can sort of grab it with whatever you like, but I haven't got them. Don't know where the hell. Looks a bit Heath Robinson this, Max, but I'll tell you, it isn't. God, this is seriously annoying, isn't it? So these are like compression grips, so they'll go on there and they'll bite up a bit harder. There you go. And also this is live, so we're going to get water coming out any minute now. There you go, water there. But I know it's not on the mains because they don't have a mains tank here. Doesn't go far enough, does it? Oh, that means that one's not turning off either. We haven't got the water back on that one yet. Should turn it on. Let's try and turn it off and I'll turn it off. Oh my god. What's this? Water's going to come out. Look, don't turn it off. I need some sort of encouragement today. Well, the seat on that is absolutely perfect, so that can just go back on. What we're going to do is we're going to say to Marion, I think maybe you need to get some new taps. So what we're going to have to do with this one then is we're going to have to reseat this, even though I don't actually think there's enough seat left to do it. So tap reseating tool, you've got these different shrouds here which are guides for going inside the tap. Now for this one here we're probably going to use that thread, I'd say, and that will go on there like so, like that, yeah. But before we do that we need to put this through and then put our grinding wheel on the end. To find out, just sort of wind that on, and what we're going to do is we're going to grind out in there, okay? But before we do that, let's take that on, and when we grind, we're going to grind that way, because if we don't, we go the other way, we'll just undo this and end up not grinding anything. So start off like that, and then every so often you can have a look, and also hopefully now you might be able to see where the pitting is. So if you have a look now, you should be able to see there's a little tiny gap in the brass at the bottom, and that little black sort of nick there is what's letting the water through. So we're going to try and grind down so there's no black left. Playing bowls for the village tonight. I'm going to beat Maury. Oh mate, that is such a deep pit. God, I haven't even got rid of the little pit. Right, that's going to take ages by hand. I'm going to cut this off, put it in the chuck of my drill, and we're going to give it a go with that. Otherwise I'm going to cry. Let's go downstairs and see if we can do it. I can't believe I'm doing this. I should go home and get my grinder, shouldn't we? Don't give up, ever. That's the problem with the kids these days. They wouldn't even turned up to this job. They'd have thought, it's all about working from home now. Well, I'll tell you what, try and work from home if you're a plumber or a tradesman, or anyone who's actually got some get up and go. We're not all civil servants in Whitehall. We're going to create something amazing today, I can feel it. This is where I love to be, my workshop. I know what some people are going to say, they'll probably say you've got to do some flats on that, wouldn't they? But I'm going to. Improvements. Let's go and see if it works. Yes! I'll grind down a bit quicker now, won't it?
Okay.
Right, speak to you soon, mate. Bye bye. Bowls Club captain. Right, so here we go. Pop her in. I think we should put her on speed 1, don't you? Okay. That felt like a lot already, you know? Oh mate, it's nearly got rid of it. The thing is, you don't have an unlimited amount of seat to grind off, if you know what I mean. That's gone, that's gone. That's done it. Yippee-ki-yay. How about that? That was so easy. Little tap washer repair kit, get loads of different types of washers. Beautiful. Blast out all the shavings, look, see that? Wow man, I'm really impressed with that. We've invented something. What do we call it? The tap turbo. Patent already. If you nick it, will come in after you. I mean, it's a revolutionary technology, never seen before in the UK. I mean, no one else would be able to make that. Oh, pretty happy with that. Look at that, goes off lovely. So there we go, that was so much fun. 3 little jobs done in 3 hours. These are going to get changed just because of those shrouds. I mean, if I had some spare shrouds laying about, I would put them back in. Also, just a little bit of a thing for you there. The reason these didn't shut off is because the body of these wasn't long enough to go down to actually meet that seat at the bottom, which would have probably meant that that wouldn't have worked very well anyway, with the fact the seat was so badly damaged. But we got the seat out nice and quickly using the Seat Master 3080. One really important aspect of this job that you need to take into hand is when you're doing it, you should think about also watching this video, because this video is going to be amazing. It's a lot better than this one that you've just watched. It's going to be more amusing, it's going to fulfill your life, and you're going to be happy after watching it. See you soon.